Welcome to my series where I take ugly art from the thrift store and try and transform it into something I would actually hang on my wall. This is an original painting that I got at Value Village. My main issue with it is that it seems to be very unfinished. I think that the original artist was going for a Monet-inspired look, specifically inspired by Monet's Poplar series. There are a couple key things that this painting is missing from reaching its full potential. The entire painting seems to be painted in the same brushstrokes, which actually look more like sponges. So what I'm going to do is try and make the brushstrokes more dynamic and more varied, and just try and make everything a little more elevated. I'm super excited. I think this painting has a lot of potential. Here we go. First up, I'm going to mix a palette with colors from Monet's Poplar series. So that means tons of pinks and oranges. I did love the orange that the original artist used, so I tried to leave it as much as possible peeking through. I decided to add a river at the bottom, inspired again by Monet. One of my issues with the original painting was that all the trees looked identical. They were kind of all just green lollipops. So I decided to go in and add more branches, add more trees in some areas, take away from other trees, and just make them all a little more unique and each have their own character. I also felt the original painting was lacking depth, so I added a smaller row of trees in the distance to help draw the viewer's eye into the piece. Monet does such a beautiful job of adding color to his work and representing light, so I tried to add more shades and tones to the trees instead of just that flat green. You can probably see that at this point things got a little messy. There's way too much going on. So in order to melt all my brushstrokes together and have more of a cohesive color scheme, I went over in a green glaze. I also wanted to add more variety of lines, so I added some thinner tree trunks and some thinner branches just to help make the composition a little less symmetrical. My goal was really to try and mimic how Monet expresses light in his work. So my final touches were these beautiful pink highlights and yellow highlights on the ground and in the trees. I was really going for that late afternoon in the summer kind of feel. And here is the original painting from the thrift store. And this is my made-over version. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Obviously, it doesn't hold a candle to the master Monet, but I do think I unlocked some new skills by using his paintings as inspiration. I'm really pleased with how the warmth of the orange of the original painting is present everywhere, really brings a sense of light to the painting. All the elements from the first painting are still here. It's a row of trees in a field with a blue sky, but my version has way more depth. There's also a real sense of light moving through space. Let me know if you prefer mine or the original.